Hey there, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So I got around to checking out one of my most anticipated films of this year, and it's Wicked for Good, and it's supposed to be directed by Jon M, who previously made the first movie, and they shot two movies at the same time. So that's why we were able to get this movie 1 year apart, and they split it into two parts because it's a long play, and it's supposed to be based off of the musical Broadway play of Wicked with the same name because it blew everything out of the water when it started to debut at the time. And this was previously based on the book, and it's supposed to be the reimagining of the Wizard of Oz tale, where they made the evil Wicked Witch of the West as the protagonist, as a misunderstood character, and create this whole propaganda, and made the wizard as the main villain of the story. Really, going into that first movie, I was pleasantly surprised how much I really loved the first one, and I was not expecting much. I didn't think I was going to be the target demographic at that time, and if you see my review a year ago, you know how much I really enjoyed the film, and it was one of my favorite movies of the year. And that movie got a lot of Oscar nominations, and it got the nomination for Cynthia Erivo as Best Actress and Ariana Grande as Best Supporting Actress. Sure, they didn't win, and I was not expecting them to win, but I thought it was very well deserved that they got the nomination, because I thought their performance and their singing was absolutely brilliant. I love how they were able to set up Elphaba's story, and how they were able to make us care about them, and especially the friendship between the two of them with Elphaba and Glinda, and Divine Gravity. Like, we can all agree that that was a powerful and much impact when you get to the end of the movie, and it became one of the biggest hits at the time. And especially the song Popular, which I was one of the people I thought it was not one of my favorites. It was cute. I liked the song Popular, but I didn't think it really stood out to me the most. But going into Wicked for Good, it's taking place sometime after the first movie, where you're seeing that now that the wizard branded Elphaba as the main villain, who is a monster and an evil witch, and now she's trying to clear her name and also free the enslaved, imprisoned animals. And Glinda is now the hero, of the savior of the land of Oz, and this is whole created the whole propaganda, and now they're gonna have to face the tough choices to choose a side. So now, after coming out of the theater, I will say that I really enjoy this movie a lot. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but I still thought they really delivered on the epic conclusion of the story. And I thought at the first half of the film, I will say, was not strong. It kind of felt a little bit weak, felt a little bit slow, and there were times where it felt a little bit too scripted, and some of the musical numbers, no matter how good it was, I just don't think it was as memorable, and it was not something I can sing to. And there's some parts of it that got a little cringy and silly at times, but I won't go into it too much because this is a non-spoiler review. But I thought the second half of the film really hit its mark. It really found its footing. It found its rhythm. It got emotional and very dark, and I thought it really worked. It was well executed. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande continued to crush it on the performance. They shot this movie like back to back at the same time with these two films. They never missed a beat with their singing and their performance and their chemistry. It felt so good and authentic. You really believed it. And with this event, the main villain was the wizard, but the really one who was pulling all the strings, who was one who's created this whole propaganda, was obviously Yeoh. She's the one who's pulling all the strings and creating this whole propaganda, and it's clearly that the wizard is more of a puppet if you really think about it. And I thought they did it really, really well. I thought Jeff Goldblum, who played the wizard, was great. I mean, yeah, he's just doing his own Jeff Goldblum thing, but he was really the most believable character. And I liked how they were able to create this whole event of the Wizard of Oz, the whole behind the scenes thing, even though that they don't stay completely true to the source material from the original Wizard of Oz, because it's not canon to the Wicked story, because this is a different take. It's an Elseworld story. It's not going to be a literal translation to the original book of the Wizard of Oz. There are parts of the elements do stay true to the source material, but give us something a little bit different. But anyway, I thought that the musical numbers by the second half of the film really delivered. It really gave us the satisfaction of the conclusion of the story, and sure, the characters didn't really get everything that they hoped for, but it gave us a little enough to where you're okay with it, if that makes any sense, because I won't go into it too much. Like I said before, this is a non-spoiler review, and I'm someone who has not watched the second half of the Broadway. I didn't watch the whole Broadway with Wicked, and most people who have seen the second half of the Broadway didn't really like it. They were very mixed in the second half, so I was a little bit worried going into it and feel like that Jon M may not deliver it as much, and it may not be as good as much as the first. But I still think it really did deliver for the most parts, and there were parts of the movie that had added a love triangle element to the movie that felt like it was unnecessary. I feel like they kind of forced it for that eternal conflict, which I won't go into it too much, but it wasn't enough to take me out of the movie. It still was able to pull itself back up. And I thought Jonathan Bailey, who was playing the Prince of Fiero, I thought he was fantastic. I thought his chemistry between him and Cynthia Erivo was absolutely outstanding. I love how they were able to show you how a couple of the characters, like the Tin Man and the Scarecrow, how they were created, and most of you are gonna know who they are. And if you have not seen the play or read the book, if you want someone who go in blind, then you're gonna have to find out for yourself when you watch the movie. But I thought they did it well, and it was that those moments right there were so dark. But anyway, this is definitely a really good, solid conclusion. It's a great way to do a double feature on both of these movies. I thought it really hit on an emotional note. I'm gonna give this movie an 8 out of 10. Like I said before, I don't think it's as good as the first one, but I still think that they still delivered the epic conclusion to the story, and this looks like it's gonna be like blown up at the box office on opening weekend. They're projecting it to be at 200 million. That's insane. I mean, it's no surprise because there are people out there that really love the first one, and they're gonna rush out to see part two. So there's no surprise. It's gonna destroy it. I have a feeling that this movie might make $1 billion, but it really all depends because there's some critics out there that weren't happy with the film, but I think that the casual going audiences will be satisfied with it for the people who have really enjoyed the first one. If you're someone out there that really enjoyed the first Wicked, there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to be happy with Wicked for Good. But if you're someone who is not a fan and it wasn't for you for the first movie, then my bet is that you're probably not going to like this one. Anyway, what did you think of Wicked for Good? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like this review, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so you know when my videos are up. And if you want to follow my social media platforms, the link tree will be down in the description down below. I'm active on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, great evening, wherever you're from, and stay tuned for more of my content.